Stay tuned after the credits roll for a special surprise, everybody.
No.
You have been warned. Let the demonetization process begin!
You've heard of Twitch thoughts. You've seen the TikTok parodies of other things that are parodies, and YouTube clickbaiters. But the most pervasive, quintessential of all attention-seeking behaviors on the internet is something so much more mundane than that, let me tell you. It is a meme, by many names. It comes in many forms, and there is no uniformity in the way that the meme presents itself. However, it is always there, always present in all facets of your life, lurking, waiting patiently for the opportunity to strike. Like a cobra in a desperate plea for attention from the interwebs. Know Your Meme calls it, and then the whole bus clapped, but it has since its inception transcended beyond that mundane name. Allow me to shed some light. Let's begin at the meme's inception with a recent rendition and the entire reason that this video is actually getting made. My friend flying to be with her family after synagogue killings gave this note to a man on her flight with a MAGA hat. He read it all. A lot of people on the plane were upset, angry, and scared when they saw your hat. To us, your hat sanctions our death, our murder, our evisceration. Dear Sir in the pretty red hat, my name is Marissa, and I am sitting a few rows behind you. I am in Los Angeles because my family lives here. We are Jewish. We survived the Holocaust. My family members were murdered in gas chambers, all of them except the 5 that lived. So here I am, on a plane with you. As my father says, we were born with anguish. I flew to Los Angeles because 11 Jews over 55 years old were shot and killed during prayer. And after they were shot, I couldn't stop crying. I was afraid. I didn't want to be alone. Our president blamed Saturday's killing spree on the synagogue. He said if they had armed guards, it would have been fine. Do you have an armed guard when you pray? God should be safe to convene with, right? A lot of people were upset, angry, and scared on the plane when they saw your hat. For you, I want to assume it's about politics, economics, and the support of a charismatic man. I wonder if you mean to scare Black people, Jews, and immigrants. To us, your hat sanctions our death, our murder, our evisceration, because your hat supports a man who does little to help us, and so much to fuel hatred, violence, and cruelty. I love you. I hope your good America doesn't include flushing me and my people out. Peak woke. 100% happened. All of that is absolute truth. No hyperbole whatsoever, exaggerating, or anything that could have given you the impression that this was contrived shenanigans to make the country seem more divisive than necessary, or make some nobody oppressed person seem a virtuous soul over a nameless, oppressed, obvious Trump supporter. Welcome to the current year, everybody. I don't know how we're gonna top that right out of the gate, but let's try anyways. Excuse me, I believe you may be in the wrong place. You need to let us through. This line is for priority boarding, me. Priority meaning first class, correct? Yes. Now, excuse me, they will call y'all after we board. Shove first class priority boarding pass in her face. You can relax, ma'am. I am in the right spot. Been here longer so you can board after me. Her. Still won't let it go. He must be military or something, but we paid for our seat so he still should have to wait. Nope. Too big to ever be at anybody's military. I'm just a nigga with money, everyone waiting in line. Starts to clap, LMAO. At least in this instance, we have at least 2 individuals going at it that are somewhat identified. But why is it necessary to publish mundane examples of people being rude, honestly? Assuming this actually happened, the way that the guy said that it went down, we don't fucking know, to be quite honest. I ask you, what is the point of this? If not to seek attention from the masses, if not to gain some of that sweet internet currency that we call attention, likes, and retweets. This is a nothing story, a nothing burger. Had this post never been made, the timeline would have remained completely the same, save for this video being made a little bit shorter. Next!
Meme review!
Look, it's Candace Owens. I never got a chance to jump on the bandwagon criticizing her during the old social autopsy days, so here's my chance, ladies and gentlemen. A Christine Ford lookalike just stopped by my seat on the American Air flight and said, "I want you to know that your hat offends me as a woman. So, I support President Trump. How you feel about that isn't really any of my business." Surrounding passengers had my back. Flawlessly executed example of muffex trump your feelings signaling there, Candace. You've outdone yourself. You cheeky conservative, you. What a hot take. What a nuclear hot take. Got him. Them libcucks have been neutralized. Call it a day, boys. We can pack up and go home early. Next! This morning I said men are trash in a group of my coworkers, and every single man agreed with me, and I never felt so validated and powerful in my life. Cue a thunderous round of consensus amongst self-hating dunderheads. That is the meme, everybody. Agreement, chock full of virtue signaling, and an unbelievable premise of contentions with another, a concept, or an object. Yep. Happening IRL, but to be reported over Twitter for some reason. But this is only a single aspect of the meme. As I said, since its inception, the meme has transcended to a higher form of calling. So let's talk about its first evolution, I guess you could say. What's better than using yourself as the apex of virtuous protagonist in your own life story, people? Shamelessly using children to fulfill your narrative, regardless of whether the story you've inserted them into is fiction or not, needs to stop. Absolutely needs to stop. Children are not pawns. Say it with me. Children are not pawns in your game of power for control over anyone else's narrative. Cease. Today, a 7-year-old in my class said, "I used to think freedom was just when I was having fun, but now I think it's really important. When you're poor, you don't have any freedom. Other people control your life when you're poor, even if you're working hard." Then I cried. So wholesome. Beautiful. So meaty, detailed even, that the kid said everything right. 100%. And at the ripe age of 7 years of age, too. My goodness, he's a regular Sophocles. On top of that, you remembered every detail of what the kid said just beautifully. This boy kissed a girl on the cheek in class. Did he have her permission? Him, no. So he didn't have her consent. So what he did was very wrong. If my 7-year-old son gets it, grown-ass men have no excuse. Class dismissed. Nothing wrong with teaching kids right from wrong and to always be careful about asking for consent at a young age, especially today in this day and age. But using him as an example of peak moral standards and how grown-ass men should act in the framework of the public space seems shady and like you're taking advantage of the situation. But that's just my hot take. And that's what this video is, a collage of my hot takes about other people's hot takes. I love having a channel. Overheard at a coffee shop, a boy about 10 looking through today's New York Times sees Kavanaugh's story. "Dad," he asks, "what's rape?" My heart is broken. Thousand Oaks is such a special place to me. I'm so devastated and sorry to everyone who is hurting this morning. My 4-year-old niece saw this on the news and she looked at me and said, "I want to be the one who changes the world. I want to give them all my heart's love." I broke down. If a 4-year-old baby can see how corrupt this world is, then we need to make a change. 'Cause it's never too early to learn your kids a thing about the intricate workings of the cutthroat political system that we live in, or say the harsh reality that not everyone is a nice person and might kill you, nor is it too early from the age of, 4 to 10? And before and beyond, for that matter, to use a kid for political capital on the internet, it would seem. Never too early. Or too late. Or anything, really. There are no absolutes in this game. You know, my 16-year-old daughter tonight said to me that if we don't flip it blue, she has no future here. My heart is fucking broken for her. Okay. Why does it have to be my masterpiece? Why not my mistress piece? So asked 8-year-old as she placed her pumpkin on the counter. Fun story. My neighbor's kid wanted to be a socialist, so every time we got together for a barbecue, I'd take half of his food and give it to the other kids, and whenever he objected, I'd simply call him a racist. Moral of the story, he now understands socialism and hates it. And I could give you a plethora of other examples from very recent history, but if you thought that this was a recent thing that is happening, you'd be sorely mistaken. In a submission of the ancient texts gifted to us by Dick Daddy Foster over in the Discord from 1993, we see a letter to the editor. As Sesame Street brings out Zoe, another female monster, in hopes that she becomes as popular as Grover, Oscar, and Cookie Monster, my thoughts turn to Elmo, that wild little red-haired monster who is such a happy nag, the one sporting his big sneakers and little patience. It was from August 19th article on Zoe that I learned Elmo is supposed to be a boy. This was disturbing, but then you called Miss Piggy, who has never been on Sesame Street, not exactly a role model for girls. A monster does not have to wear barrettes in her hair and push at baby carrots to be female. A monster who is rude can throw a punch and take no lip from any frog. Seems the finest of role models to me. I asked my 2.5-year-old daughter about Elmo's gender with great indignation. She pounded her chest and said, "Elmo is a girl, Mommy. Elmo is like me." Sally Ann Connell, from California. Of course, it's California. August 27th, 1993. You got the point. At least I hope. If you have to use children to make your political point that much stronger, you have either problems with your view, problems adequately articulating your views, or problem with image.
That's funny. I've never heard of a George Glass at our school.
That's because he's a transfer student. He came in the last week of school. He's really good looking, and he thinks I'm super cool.
Sure, Jan.
My professor made me come to their office and told me that my Trump 2020 hat to them is like a swastika. Here is where we find a similar issue as presented in earlier segments of this video, which also has to do with Trump apparel, which for some reason is a hot topic of contention. It's a fucking hat, people, come on. You see, it's entirely possible that all of these occurrences did in fact happen, but it's also entirely possible that all of them did not happen. Regardless, the point remains the same, that the only reason to post about it online is to gain ground in some way, political capital if you will, whether it be to take the upper hand in the narrative or accrue social media capital in the form of likes, tweets, what have you. That's it, that's all there is, and it's kind of pathetic, honestly. I'm not gonna lie, it's very pathetic. Overheard in a shop. Man, didn't want to disturb you when you were on the phone, but you are in the US now. Speak English. Woman, excuse me? Me. Man, if you want to speak Mexican, go back to Mexico. Here we speak English. Woman, I spoke Navajo. If you want to speak English, go back to England. Full disclosure, people. The ponage-oriented versions of this meme could have been an entire different subcategory all of its own, but I do enjoy the rule of 3. Thus, we get 3. I was walking back to my apartment after tanning at the pool, and I passed a porch with a few very drunk guys on it, and one whistled at me, and his friend punched him and screamed, "We don't whistle at girls, Michael!" and turned to me and apologized for him. I like him. He gets it. Casual assault is just casual at the mere mention of a whistle or cat. What? You know, it's been nearly 21 years of my entire life on this planet, this godforsaken wasteland of numbskulls, and I still have yet to be catcalled in person. Now online is a completely different story, but that's online. In person, it's a little bit different. I'm not saying that my non-existent anecdotal evidence is a complete refutation of her anecdotal evidence, but it certainly does bias my skepticism in favor of crying bull fucking shit. What can I say? I was just at Burger King and this dude was arguing with this gay cashier about his order, and for some reason the cashier said, "See, this is the reason all you straight men are fucking trash." And the dude said, "Wrong again, bitch, I like dick too." Whole time, I'm in the corner like, low-key, if a lowly cashier had in fact said something like that, methinks he would have been fired post-haste. Look, people, I'm not saying that all of these stories are false, that they're utterly pointless, that they're a hapless grasp at any and all attention. All I'm saying, people, is that my 8-month-old lizard child said once, "These motherfuckers need to get their head out their phone and stop living their life one 240-character validation to the next." That is a direct quote, by the way. That is flawlessly quoted. Hashtag truth. Hashtag full truth. Before we go, because this is the end of the video. Just a few quick announcements. You are cordially invited to attend a stream the 1st of December at 4 to 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on this channel, the purpose of which is to raise at least $1,000 for St. Jude's Children's Research Hospital. Upon raising the specified funds that I have mentioned, $1,000, your favorite midget trapped, myself, will apply hot wax to both of her 2 weeks since unshaven armpits and commence to rip off the adhesive in unceremonious fashion, live on the air for all to see, for the benefit of the children. Hope to see you there. Now, if you like what I'm doing here, feel free to check out the links in the description to my Amazon, Patreon, and Teespring store. If you maybe don't like what I'm doing here that much, this cool. You can always like, comment, share, and subscribe to my channel for more. Also, don't forget to hit that bell so you actually get notified, because YouTube hates everybody apparently. And there's also a P.O. box in the description. By the way, surprise, after the credits of P.O. Box stuff, if you fancy sending me anything in the mail for the time, we'll be opening those up after the credits in this video. Now, if you want to see more of me, I do an RPG-esque stream show every Monday night from 8 to 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Magog of Morscar's channel with Stuttering Soliloquy and The Beardbarian. Yeah, boy. And a bi-weekly stream about the news with segments for advice, call-ins, fan fiction, readings, and more Sundays and Wednesdays from 7:30 to 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Some Dumb Americans channel called Two Girls, One Stream. Links to both of their channels in the description down below if you want to check those out. Peace! Okay. So, as you all know, I opened up a P.O. box last week, and I just visited it, and we have some things to open up at the end of this video, and we'll probably keep doing this at least once every week or so, just to give you guys a little bit of extra stuff and shenanigans. Anyway, so I got 5 things. I got a letter, and then I got like 4 packages. So we're gonna start with a letter. I'm excited. I love getting mail. Weebo, in honor of your P.O. box, I thought I would send you a note. Sorry I do not know where to get a bag of gummy peni? Not sure. I am an old man. I thought I would enclose something nice, so a bit of Spike items should be with this. He is a teacup chihuahua, my PTSD dog, online mascot, and best friend. He brings me some level of peace in this world, and hope that his face brings at least a smile to your face. Aww. That's from Wick Dave. Look at that. Can you see that? Is it? It's not like, oh, alright, that's cool. More Spike. Little puppy. Frick, am I supposed to open this too? I will read the note first. Oh, I can send thank you notes. Alright, I will keep that. Hi, Weebo. Enjoy your gift from the UFO answer. And what do we have? We have a triple feature Blu-ray special. Stanley Kubrick's 2001: A Space Odyssey, Stanley Kubrick's A Clockwork Orange, and Stanley Kubrick's The Shining. So I have a few things to watch for later. I'm very excited about this. Okay. I need... That's not how you're supposed to cut things, Weebo. Cease. Am I a retard, or is this harder than it should be? There we go. It's harder than it should be. Or I'm just... Oh, it's doubly... Say hello, everybody. It's the average Joe. What is that thing at the end? Oh! It vibrates. It vibrates. It's a dick that vibrates. I can plug it in and it vibrates. Oh no. Guys. So okay, I have to sign this and then send it back. I hope there's a return address. I really do. Because I said, okay, so I said at the beginning of all this, 7 ways to use a suction cup dildo. The romance company sex ed. Oh god. Full disclosure, I've never actually received a dildo in the mail before. There is no return address. Oh god. Oh no. My sexual preferences often. If there's no return address, does that mean I have to keep it? Seriously. There's no note. I don't... Dad, don't watch this! I'm gonna put the dildo over there. I really wanted gummy penis. I really did. And guys, if you're gonna send me dildos, you have to also give like a return address or something so I can sign it and send it back. Oh no. Oh no. I'm actually scared. Hope you enjoyed the surprise, Mag. Thank you, Mag. I hope I enjoy it too. I don't know what it is. I'm scared. How the fuck am I supposed to get this open? Oh, I think I know what this is. I think I know exactly what this is. Alright, I'm just gonna... There we go. We're not saving paper. Rip the packaging. We're not saving it for later, and we're not gonna reuse it either. I know exactly what this is. I think I know exactly what this is. It's made in Australia. Oh, never mind. I thought this... Ooh. I mean, I'm down. I was just expecting edible anuses because someone said they were going to send me a whole bunch of medicine. But this is interesting. I've never had Australian candy. Let's try some of this, all right? Hang on. What do I want? We have Turkish Ooh, Turkish Delight. I actually like Turkish Delight. Oh. This is some weird Aussie Turkish Delight. Fries Turkish Delight. See, I usually have like the gelatin and what do you call it, covered Turkish Delight, so we'll see how this tastes. Oh, it's gelatin covered in chocolate. That's interesting. I get Vegemite. I've never tried Vegemite, so we're gonna try it. B vitamins for vitality. Superman vitality. It's leaking. You see that? That's the Vegemite. Am I supposed to eat it like this? I mean, it's not... I don't know if I don't think I like this. Proudly made in Australia since 1923. Well, Australia, there's one thing you don't have to be proud of. I'll save the rest of these for later. Now that Vegemite, that's disgusting. And then we save the biggest for last. Not my dick. Ah! Oh, a box within a box. Giant coffee, that's what it says. Hang on. Come on. Come to Mom. Open, you bastards. Ah! I'm actually breaking a sweat doing this because it's fucking hard. That's what she said. Gently, Weebo. Very gently. That's not at all how you're supposed to do that. But that's okay. I'm not a U.S. Postal Service worker. I don't have to be polite to my boxes. What is this? Is this what is this? Fucking giant
Coffee mug. I'm actually gonna drink out of this. 1 second. Yes, I filled it with fluids, and now we're going to drink it. Can cross this thing off my Amazon wish list now. Truth be told, I actually thought this was going to be smaller. I have a comically oversized coffee mug, coffee cup, teacup. Yes, this is normal sized, and yes, I am fun sized. So there we go. That's all I got. Until next week, when I go visit the P.O. box once again. Next week, Friday, I will be visiting that. So if your package arrives before then, I will get it. If it arrives after then you have to wait for another week. Yeah, we're going to make this weekly thing, and unless it doesn't work out, in which case then it doesn't work out. But hopefully it works out. I like getting mail, and I especially like getting letters. So yeah,